Hello there, and welcome to Clarity. Poor Jazz, she saw the countdown and went, welcome to Clarity. My name's Barbara, and this is our dear friend Jazz. I thought it was about time that you got to know Jazz.
Yeah.
She's one of the shining lights at Clarity, a fantastic young designer, and she's behind a lot of our stamps and our Groovi plates as well. So I thought we'd give our friends a chance to come in.
Yeah.
And then now we're here in the building, it's so easy because Jazz, obviously, she works next door, basically.
Yeah.
So we thought it'd be great just to get her to come and meet our friends, and for you to get familiar with who's behind the scenes here. You know, these are the people that make us look really good. So come on in. Many of you will already have met Jazz at the open days, right?
Open days, retreats, yeah.
That's
on the
it.
phone.
Yeah, you're on the phone a lot now as well, aren't you?
Phone, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So we have a phone system here that bounces. So if Sue's on the phone, it bounces to you.
Yeah, that's it.
And then if you're on the phone, it bounces to Pete.
To Pete.
Yeah, so it's a bouncing phone. It's quite good. Yeah. So let's have a look. Yeah, our friends are joining us now. We're a little bit early to the party, but we thought that's the best way to go.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. So Jazz, I thought it'd be nice if we just have a conversation and let our friends ask us some questions.
Yeah, fantastic.
And Jilly's in the room with you. If you have any questions, then do me a favor, just post the questions. Maybe put a question mark in front of it so that Jilly can find it. And then if she has and then she can then forward me the questions if you have any.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
And other than that, we're just going to have a chat about how Jazz found us, or how we found Jazz, what her background is, what she does here. You all right with that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Good. So let me see. Yeah, our friends are finding us now. Come on in. If you've just joined us, this is our friend Jazz. She's one of our graphic designers. We've been practicing, haven't we?
I know. We have.
You'll be great. So Jazz, let me ask you this then. You live in Edenbridge.
I do.
So you haven't got a long commute to work.
5-minute walk in the morning.
A 5-minute walk in the morning.
Yeah.
You lucky girl.
I know.
You recently passed your driving test.
I have.
And have you driven to work yet?
Once. Only once. It was raining though, come on.
I knew it. As soon as you passed the test, I thought, you watch.
You did. You said you'll be driving in every morning. I was like, no.
So let me ask you some questions. If I were at home, what would I want to know? So Jazz, where did you go to university?
University of Creative Arts in Epsom.
Epsom, Surrey.
Yes.
So, and what did you study?
Graphic design. Yeah.
Well, that's handy.
Yeah. For 3 years, yeah, I did graphic design.
For 3 years. And when was that?
That was beginning 2018, and then went to 2021.
Right.
So right during lockdown.
Okay.
When I was at university, yeah.
So tell me, how did you find Clarity? How did we find each other? This is a cool story.
So just before lockdown, before we found out about all of that going on, I went on a university trip to Brussels.
Right.
And one of my lovely tutors was called Sally Ann. And I was finding it really hard to find work placement. And I was going, oh no, is she going to be angry? Like, if I haven't found anywhere yet, what should I do? I'll just go and talk to her. And I said, would you know of anyone who would take me on? She went, where do you live? I said, Edenbridge. She went, okay. I've got a friend that I went to school with called Barbara. So I emailed you, came and talked to you and had a look around, and you took me on for work placement. But that only lasted, about 2-3 weeks?
That was it, wasn't it?
And then lockdown.
Do you remember,
hit.
we just moved in here?
We
were painting the walls, weren't we?
We were, yeah.
And then lockdown happened.
It did.
And so we all ran for the hills,
Yeah.
all ran for cover, didn't we?
We did.
And I had to send you home early.
Mhm.
But the good thing is that Sally Ann and I, we went to school together in
Yeah.
Rochester, and we'd always stayed in touch.
Mm.
So it was interesting because she was the head of that faculty, wasn't she?
Yes. Yeah, she was.
And so Sally Ann put this lovely young lady our way, and then of course lockdown happened, and you had to go home. We all went home.
Yeah.
So then you finished your degree remotely, or how did you?
Yeah,
graduate?
I did it remotely, and then we had graduation about a year after.
Right.
So after I had graduated, I came to you and
Yeah.
I asked, you know, fingers crossed, any chance you would take me on again? And yeah, and here we are.
And the rest is history.
Yeah, 3 years down the line.
Is it 3 years already?
3 years, yeah.
Wow.
I know.
And do you talk about ask the right question at the right time? And do you enjoy your job?
I do.
Correct answer.
Yeah, I love my job. I really, really love my job.
Yeah.
I get to meet so many lovely people. I mean, everyone we work with, they're so lovely and they're so welcoming, so easy to get along with.
Yeah, but so are you.
Oh, thank you.
So I think you get what you put out, you know.
Yeah.
You're a pleasure to work with.
Oh, thank you. As are you.
Oh, thank you.
Tick.
Yeah, tick. No, but it's true, isn't it? I mean, we've never had a harsh word. There's no reason. Why would you? You're amazing to work with.
Thank you.
And one of the things about Jazz is that she's always consistent. Always the same, you know, always never ruffled, never upset, always calm, like, you know. And even like recently it's been so turbulent here, hasn't it? And this young girl, she just gets her book out, she's got this notebook and she writes down exactly, she knows exactly what to do and when to do it. Nothing ruffles her. You're like a really old head on young shoulders. I bet your mum says that.
Yeah.
Isn't she?
Yeah.
She's the opposite.
Yeah, she's the opposite, yeah. Yeah, she lives my 20s, I live her 40s. Hi, Mum. Yeah.
Holly!
I'm going to hear about that when I get home.
Okay, so let's see. Yeah, good. Everybody's enjoying the chat.
Good.
I know they would. So today, I thought it would be a really good idea, you know, like our ride, our rules. We can do what we like here. And you know, Christmas, it's that time where you want to get to know people and find out, you know, nobody wants to be selly, you know. So everybody's got their own things to do now. They're very busy.
Yes.
And I just thought it'd be really nice to use this opportunity to showcase some specific designs for good reasons. So I asked Jazz to come up with 4 of her design projects, right, which you'll all be familiar with. And I thought we'll do 2 today with us, and then 2 with Paul tomorrow, only because also most of the work that you do translates beautifully into Groovi plates as well. So it's not just for stamps. So we thought, right, well, we'll get Jazz involved this side of the camera as well. And so you picked 4 particular collections, 2 for today and 2 for tomorrow.
Yes.
So I want to ask you, which 2, this is like Desert Island Discs here, which 2 did you pick and why?
So the 2 that I chose were the floral panels. You get 4 in the set for floral panels.
Floral panels, let me just check. Is that the floral panels?
They are the floral panels, yes.
Wonderful. So in this set, we've got 4 different designs, okay? And we've got 1 beautiful little stamp set as well. Okay, so that was your first one. So I think what would be a good idea, just bear with me a second, because I want to show, just let me see for a moment. Right, so this is the set that you're looking at now. And I want to ask you, Jazz, why did you pick these ones?
So these were the first project that I took on independently here at Clarity.
Right.
So they were my first ever designs that I completed. And when I finally, you know, when they were done, and I looked at them and I thought, you know,
You were chuffed.
Yeah, I was proper chuffed.
Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it, when you do something
It
and you
is.
just feel such a sense of accomplishment, right?
Yes, of course.
And it was your idea, and you took it from start to finish, and you added everything, and it was your concept.
That's right.
Yeah. So I want you to show our friends at home what you saw when, I mean, as a designer, I mean, I'm a designer, you're a designer, and you see something in your head, and then it's the journey is between what you see in your head and translating it, isn't it? So if we look at what we've got here, you'd show us what you kind of envisaged and how you felt about it.
Okay, so here we have the 4 sets. We'll just make sure they are on screen.
Yeah. I'll pan out a little bit.
That's it.
So that we can see it a bit better.
There we go. Okay, so as you can see, each set is made up of 2 different panels. Now, these 2 panels are separate stamps, so they can be used with each other. They
so
can
let's
be
use
interchanged.
let's use just that one to show. Yeah, that's a good idea.
There we go. Okay, so and you can see there are different sentiments here which can be placed in the middle. But then you can also personalize them yourself. You can write people's names in. When we look at the design team's cards later, you'll be able to see that they use a lot of different, not just sentiments, they'll use imagery, they'll make frames using these. It's really exciting. So you can see on each one a different font
and also different assets and different.
Yeah, all of these little worker stamps with their infills as well, which makes it really easy to colour.
Yeah, and also these little infills, see, I love these because they work beautifully on their own, like if you're making a wreath or something like that.
Absolutely, yeah.
And these little tiny stamps, I mean, heads up, hey?
Yeah.
Remember, we've got, for these little tiny stamps, we've got something really exciting in the pipeline, haven't we?
Very much so. Okay, so you can see here, they've all got different shapes to them. This one makes up a lovely heart there. All different beautiful flowers, very delicate. You can colour them however you want, style them however you want, which I thought was really important.
Yeah.
You know, because everyone wants to add their own spin. You know,
oh yeah, you become your own designer then, don't you? But they're also really, really interchangeable. And then we also have got this little set of stamps that you added as well, which tell us about these as well, because they're very general occasion, aren't they?
Yeah, they're your kind of bob standard, aren't they, that you would use throughout the year in your cards. So you've got happy birthday, best wishes, thinking of you, congratulations, happy anniversary, and thank you so much. So they fit perfectly in the panels.
Yep.
As I said, you can move them, swap them. You can use 2, you can use 3.
They all fit beautifully.
They all fit beautifully.
And that little flower at the top on that set, what's that about?
So that's something that you came up with, is the anti-wobble, you call it.
But it's a smashing little stamp as well.
It is. You can use that, you know, to just kind of pop around, make it look really pretty.
Yeah, nice.
But no, it's primarily we put them with the sentiments for your anti-wobble.
Nice. So this was the first time that you took an art project right through from start to end, to completion.
That's right.
And then you even managed to design that in Groovi.
Yes.
So let's have a look at the Groovi plates as well, because they're the same designs, but you took it one step further and made these little baby plates. So these are rather beautiful.
These are lovely.
Yeah.
So here we go. At first, I did wonder about them being Groovi plates because the designs are quite, you know, tight and delicate.
Yeah,
I didn't know if it would translate well, but I think they've come out quite beautifully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're really gorgeous. And again, the thing about the magic about Groovi is, of course, that you can put it where you like, and you can leave take what you want and leave the rest behind.
Yeah.
But what's really fascinating, and this is the same for the Groovi and the stamps, if I bring this stamp in here, right, what's really nice is you're looking at it this way round, but when you turn it that way round, it looks glorious as well. So all of these are very, very rotatable, aren't they?
Yes.
So we'll have a look at that artwork later as well. So there you go. That's the Groovi bundle as well. That's available. All right, so that's the first set that you developed from start to finish. So that was one that you wanted to include. And what's the second one?
So the second ones are the Floral Delights.
The Floral Delights.
Yes.
And why did you want to include those on your island?
They're my favourite that I have designed. I would say my favourite stamps.
Are they?
They are, yes.
Isn't it nice?
Yeah.
Isn't that lovely?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have my favourites too, so I understand. And I get that. I really do. Now let's have a look at what your favourites are. So this is your favourites, right?
This is it, yeah.
Okay, so over to you. You show us why and what it is that you love about these.
Okay, so here you've got 4 A6 stamp sets. They are seasonal, as you can see. Let's just get those in. There we go. So here we have autumn, spring, summer and winter.
I love these.
They remind me of wreaths.
Yeah, but they're so beautifully drawn.
Thank you. So each one has its own sentiment again, and these lovely little worker stamps. I mean, these butterflies were, you know, just part of my favourite. You know, just sprinkling them around, really, really pretty. Okay, I'll move these.
So this is autumn.
Autumn. Here we go. I'll pop them up individually. So we've got your summer there.
Yeah.
Your spring, so lovely peonies.
Cool.
The winter with all your foliage, and then the autumn. And
of course, again, it's that it works that way round as well, doesn't it? So you can use it as a hanging bower, or you can use it as a wreath. Just glorious little detail stamps there. And so you designed these 4, but I know that there's something additional in that collection. So where did you go from there?
So once I'd finished these, I thought, I'm not done with them. You know, I'd drawn these flowers by hand. I put, you know, then drew them on the computer, placed them, made them look the way I wanted. And I thought, there's so much more that can be done with them.
So what did you decide to do?
I decided to make them into bouquets. So here.
Which is actually gorgeous because we don't have beautiful bouquets like this.
So here we have, you've got your seasonal bouquets here too, which can be used on their own.
Yeah.
But also we've got the vases in here too, which come with a mask as well. So you can either place your bouquet into the vase and make it so it looks like, here we go. So it's a glass vase, or you can use your mask to mask off the vase and then have the flowers sit behind, so they're sat inside.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yes.
It's so lovely and so effective, isn't it? Yeah, really, really gorgeous. And so that set you can see on your screen here, that you get all 4 of those beautiful hanging wreaths that we were just looking at, and the beautiful vases with the floral and the masks as well. So that's quite something. And what I was going to say was, on both of these sets and tomorrow's, it's the Black Friday, it's Grey Friday prices. So there's a 30% savings on these bundles.
Fantastic.
And also, of course, your club discount. So that's substantial.
Oh yeah.
If you didn't see these, that's the thing. When you look at a website, unless, you know, I love to put the narrative or to put the story, or, you know, otherwise they just look like any old flowers and any old, you know, where did we get them from? Well, actually, no, they're all hand drawn by this lovely lady, you know. And so sometimes when you're looking at a whole website, which has got an inordinate number of designs, because we've been going for so many years, you know, then they'll get lost in the mix.
Yeah.
So when you shine a light on them like this, and then you add the story and the narrative to them, then suddenly they have their own energy, you know, and this is really where we're headed today. And so this is your favorite set. I've got to say I'm with you on that, because they are beautiful. In fact, they were your favorite set so much that you introduced them in the pinky grey range.
Yes, I did.
So pinky grey is another offshoot of clarity, and it's where we sell finished cards, or it's where we sell finished art, isn't it? So we take our huge library of designs and we turn them into cards.
Yes.
So like you and I, we've gone down to Brighton and we've done courses, bib art, and we've done lino cutting and monoprint. Those beautiful leaf cards that are on.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember? Your face.
Yeah.
She was so excited. I'll never forget when she pulled those leafy prints.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then we didn't get home till about 12 or 1 o'clock in the morning. She never stopped talking all the way home. Like, and then we could do that, and then we could do that, and then we could do that. Do you remember?
And we could have stayed there for hours, couldn't we?
Yeah, she had to throw us out.
I know. We were like, really?
It's only 9:30.
I know. Yeah.
She said, you need to start cleaning up now.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing, amazing. But the point is that I said to Jazz, what we need to do is give our gift vouchers a facelift. Yeah. Because they don't really represent us as an art company, and they really ought to.
Yeah.
And Jazz, right, in true Jazz form, she gave us these, which of course, now you understand the rest of the story. There you go. So tell us about these, Jazz.
So Barb came to me and said, let's try colouring in some of our previous designs that we could use as cards. Now, I have done this. If you've seen the Shack packaging or the Kiss stamp range, we do the coloured inserts.
Sorry, the royal we, Jazz does the coloured inserts.
So we thought we'd give it a go on cards like this. Now, I immediately went to these because they were my favourite, and I thought they'd be so versatile. You know, here we've got your happy birthday, thinking of you, for you with love, and Merry Christmas. And now this was so exciting for me because as a designer, you know, working on the computer, drawing, it's all in black and white.
Yeah, yeah. So I never thought of this until you said it.
So I get to finally colour it the way I had it in my head that people would colour it themselves.
Yeah, beautiful.
So here, we've got, and you can choose these. We've also got...
But what's so beautiful about these is the gentle, the pastels. They're so gorgeous. And this Christmas one, it's not so typically Christmas, is it?
No.
You know, which is beautiful. But the way you've obviously done all this with a computer, the way you've shaded it in, it's so gorgeous. Let me come in. Actually, let me come into this camera so you can see it there. So you can see how Jazz has done this, and it's just done beautifully. Isn't that lovely? There. So these are now, what we've done is we've doubled these up as gift cards and greeting cards. So they're available on Pinky Grey. Yeah. Right. But don't just give me a chance, because I'm just doing some adjustments there. So don't go there quite yet. Give me till tonight. And then also we're using these as the gift cards now on Clarity, and then you came up with some other beautiful designs as well. So those are your favorites.
So then we've also got
these are lovely.
We've got these two. I had a lot of fun doing these two,
and they're so lovely. The colouring in, again, I mean, this is done graphically. Yes, you are a graphic designer, that's what you do best. But when you look at these colours, they are just gorgeous, you know. And when if you see Jazz, when she's injecting colour into these images, and they're all drawn by her, it's quite something, you know. So we've got these two as well as gift cards.
Yeah. So we've got
what else we got?
We've got a card for men as well.
That's lovely. So where does this one come from?
So this one here is in your Just Wheels and Wings silhouette stamps.
Yeah.
And then in the back, you can't see it too well. Maybe if we went to the other camera.
Yeah, let's go to the other camera and I can show you this.
You'll be able to
There you
see
go.
in the background there, you've got the stamp from Tina's Retro Stamps.
And they're lovely.
It uses the background. Really cool, really funky. Yeah,
It's just those,
card.
yeah, it's lovely. Time to celebrate. And of course, we can make, you know, I'm not going to say this is easy. It's easy for you, you know. So the thing about Jazz is she's very prolific. You know, she's so fast. I don't know. It's that the youth of today, you know, they can, what would take me forever, it takes Jazz, you know, nanoseconds. And then, of course, we've got you'll be familiar with these ones because these are the ones where it all kind of started with the advent calendar. And you took those beautiful Jane Nesterenko landscape country scenes, and then you turned them into these gorgeous colors. And then we took these were beautiful. This was Jazz's design. And she took that and then she put a different colorway on all of them. So you got different pictures, different skies. And then of course I was in love with these. And then I ran with the advent. Do you remember I came skipping into work?
Yeah.
I had an idea. So, but this was where it all came from, really. The advent all came with that triptych that we developed then.
Yes.
And then Lisa came leaping in, didn't she?
Oh, yeah, she did.
It's quite something to be in this building when there's nothing quite like it. When you've got Jazz and Jim and then Lisa and myself, and when we get together, it's just like boom,
yeah,
isn't it?
it is.
It really it gets quite something. And then we pull Gillian, and then Paul gets involved, and Dave gets involved in it, and Stuart, and it all just it's such a dynamic, isn't it, when it gets started?
Oh yeah, proper cool.
Yeah, it really is. So I thought what would be a good idea would be to let's just take a look, because and the other thing I wanted to say, your favorite ones, I also just wanted to mention, of course, that they're available for our groovers.
Of course.
So let's take a look at those as well, because we missed those.
Okay.
This is such a fabulous plate.
So
isn't it?
here
Let me pan out a little bit so you can see it better. There you go.
Lovely. Okay, so here are the bouquet and vases in the Groovi.
Nice.
You've got some extra sentiments in there as well. Happy days. Not a day goes by where I don't think about you.
Aww.
That's nice, isn't it? So the bouquets, they fit really nicely into each of the vases. So you don't just have to use, you know, this one for this one, this one for this one. They are interchangeable.
Great concept.
Yeah, and the great thing about Groovi as well is you don't need the mask, do you?
No, that's right.
You can pick and choose what you would like to include in your artwork. Okay, also we have a floral universal framer as well that's included in the collection. So
did you design this, didn't you?
Yes.
So this is really lovely. So this font, it looks like this is a beautiful font. How does this work?
So this font, as you can see, stands alone. So if you wrote someone's name out, it would look beautiful. But it also, if you wanted to create that kind of script, handwritten style, they do, when you put them together, they do touch really beautifully. They actually touch. Yeah.
So all you need to do literally is draw a white pencil line along on the front of the parchment.
Yeah.
And then you can butt them up so it looks like it's joined up writing.
Yeah.
Joined up writing. And also this particular border, it's so useful.
Oh yeah.
Isn't it? So not only would it look beautiful and you can extend it, but it's just so useful. Top left-hand corner, bottom right-hand corner, top and tail.
Yeah.
You know, like the other set of stamps. I mean, really nice. What else we got?
So we also, if I move this one
so that's in addition, really. We don't have that in the stamp set. So
then you have your 4 A6 plates.
Yeah.
Here.
So there's more going on in these than in the stamps, isn't there?
There is. So if I bring this one to the front, you can see here we have got these scallops and the triangles on each one.
So
Now,
if I open that up, let's have a look. So
let's
let's have a look what it looks like.
there we
Okay.
go. That's
So
better.
show us what you mean.
So here we've got just on one side here, you've got your scallops and then you've got your triangles. So this was your idea, actually, Bob. I bought you these and you said there's something else that we can add. Now, the idea is you can carry those scallops so they complete the circle
If you want to.
if you wanted to, or the triangle.
So it'd be exactly the same on all of these, isn't it?
Yeah, so you don't have to use them if you don't want to,
No.
but it is a lovely addition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you've got this hanging thing too, right?
Yes, so this straight line here, which is on all of the sets, can be used if you place it from the top. It will look like a hanging basket or
Isn't that
wreath.
lovely? That's
Yeah.
really lovely. So this is, so there are 4 of these, again, 4 of these wreaths, and the flowers, and the alphabet.
And you also will be getting the spacer plate as well.
A Happy Mother's Day spacer plate with other little assets.
Yes, so these are other assets from the wreaths that haven't been used on each individual plate. Really pretty, lovely little extras. And it's also used so you can use it with your A6 plate and pop it in the plate mate in the starter kit.
There you go. So that's a little spacer that helps this sit tight while you're working with the original starter kit.
So it won't wobble.
So that's brilliant. That's a great addition. So you can see here that Jazz, she really thought of everything. And if you just look at the screen now, the product code, go on Jazz, be the presenter.
The product code is 41966.
And the price with, you're saving 30%?
You are saving 30%, so that's a saving of £17.69. So in total, you'll be paying £41.96.
Plus your club discount.
Plus your club discount.
You've got the job.
Yeah.
She'll go home. Yeah. She'll start driving into work now.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to your original favourites. Okay. Because what I really think would be a nice idea would be to have a look. So let's look at the printouts and then we'll look at some of the samples. Because I think it would be a really nice idea. Because the design team, I really loved what you said earlier about the design team. You know, that because I feel that as well. When you design something, like I designed something, and in my head, this is where I'm headed. I know. And then you give it to 15, 20 other people. And when it comes back, it's like, oh,
wow.
Yeah. I didn't think of that.
I did. Yeah. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. That one didn't even occur to me.
Yeah.
And that happens to me a lot too.
Yeah.
But that's interesting because then what I had in my head doesn't occur to them either.
No. Yeah.
Like, all right. So everyone's a designer, you know, and that I think that's one of the things when then our designs go to market and then you good people at home buy them, then you put your spin on it, and then when you go to Groovi Worldwide or Facebook, Clarity Worldwide, and you see what other people, the ideas they come up with, it's like, wow,
I know,
we're all ambassadors for Clarity.
So much talent out there, isn't there? Yeah.
So let's have another look at these beautiful frames, the ones that are, what do you call these ones?
These are the floral panels.
The floral panels and petite sentiments. Okay.
Whereabouts
so
have they got to?
There they are.
Are we using
Is that
those
there?
ones?
No, that's not them.
Those ones.
Hang on a minute, I've got them
There
here.
Whee. Okay.
There you go. So let's have a look at these. Good job.
Okay, so the first stamp set we'll have a look at here.
That's this one now. Yes. So this is just beautiful. Just for today, just for you, wishing you well, just writing to say. So all of these little sentiments, these are like little, you call them worker stamps.
Yeah.
And they work absolutely beautifully in here.
They do.
Now let's have a look at the stamps and I've just removed the stamps off the sheet,
Yeah.
so we can have a look at the construction.
Okay.
So this is the way they come now, like that. So let's take a look at a couple of samples and see.
Right.
So these are gorgeous, aren't they?
They are.
So if I take that stamp, you can see I've that top one there turned around there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really lovely.
Or on this one, it's the lower one here this time is there, and then it's tipped around and used at the top. So you don't have to use, it's quite something. You don't have to use the two different ones on top and bottom. They're top and tailors.
Yeah.
But you can you can offset them.
I
You
love
can-
the offset.
It's good, isn't it?
Really cool.
Really nice. And this isn't touching on any of the other little stamps that come in the set.
No, no.
So what else have we got there, Jazz?
Okay, so here, I move these away.
Ah,
We have these two here. Now, what I really like about these ones and what we were talking about earlier, I never thought about making these frames.
the boxes.
The boxes.
So you take the, hang on, this way round, sorry. So you literally take that square and you make a frame with it. So this stamp on its own gives you exactly 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4 of them, 2 facing inwards and 2 facing outwards, and using one stamp to do that.
I know.
Isn't that cool?
Incredible.
Yeah, or split it like that.
Yeah.
Love it.
Okay, so next
Let's have a look.
we have here.
Oh, these are nice.
These are lovely. So I love how this one is kind of the dots just flow
Isn't that
into
great?
each other. Really, really cool.
So those dots that you see, I really like the way you introduce the dots into the design. I just think it looks so gorgeous. And this one, it just asks to be continued, doesn't it, along that
Yes.
line?
Yes.
And this one really shows off the fact that you can split them up as far as you like, really.
Yeah. So the way it comes on your stamp, you know, you don't have to have that distance
No.
in between.
And flowers is flowers is flowers. So my floral alphabet sits in there really lovely, doesn't
it? Go
it?
so well.
It's got like it almost looks like the same design flavour.
Yes,
you know,
it does.
which is absolutely perfect. So, and these little ones, these must be. I wonder where they come. They must come. We must have an A4 sampler of the
It'll
floral.
be the bijou.
Is it the bijou ones?
Floral sampler. Yeah, floral alphabet even, sorry. That you'll find.
Is that an
those,
A4 set?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
So we've got an A4 set of the entire floral alphabet on the website.
Yes.
Worth looking up, that one. Nice.
Beautiful.
What else we got?
Okay. Here, oh look, using the postcards. Really cool.
Isn't that lovely? So this is just trimming back a postcard, and actually this is all one piece. Oh no, this is a panel. See, it's a panel over the top. Isn't that gorgeous?
Lovely.
Looks beautiful in black and white too, doesn't it?
It does. And the double line of the panel's been cut off, so it just looks like those flowers are bursting out, doesn't it?
Doesn't that look nice? Yeah, like a box. And the black and white, what do you think of that?
Really pretty.
Yeah.
I like how they can sit inside the box, you know, as well as the outside.
Yeah. Well, it is the same stamp, but inverted, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's turned around. It's just flipped.
That's it.
So that's quite something. Now, let's have a look. We've got one more to show?
We've got one more.
Yeah.
Here we go. Sheila. Wow.
Really nice.
I love those colours. The purple's really beautiful.
Nice for colouring in, eh?
Yes.
Nice for colouring in.
Definitely.
So that one there is this set here. That's just using that set.
Yes.
Right?
Okay.
Okay, so let's take a look. I think it's worth having a look at the others.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Definitely.
So we've looked at this beautiful one. Which one?
Yeah,
I love this one. This is so this one's got these dangles. See, again, on this one, you'd created this kind of interest with the dots.
Yeah.
And they stamp up beautifully. And then on this one, I really like the way you added these. They're like pearl chains.
Yes.
Really nice. And again, you've got your two-way overlay stamps. So very nice. And a completely different sort of
A different font,
font.
as well.
That's it. So where are we going with this? This is a different one to the one that we're showing. Let's have a look.
Got mixed up.
Yeah, they got a bit mixed up. That's all right. Bear with us a second.
Here we go.
Have you got them?
We've got them at the bottom here.
All right, marvellous. That's it. So let's go to those ones. Good. Good. Right, so we've got these ones. Jazz, do you want to show us some artwork with these now? These are so cool.
Okay,
Yeah.
lovely.
That's it.
Here we go.
That's lovely, isn't it? So simple, just as it comes. Julie Dunn.
And then one here. Who's this one by?
Sam Crow,
obviously.
of course.
Look,
Yeah.
it's so funky. How cool is that?
Do you know what's lovely is the way she's, look on the way she's joined them.
Oh, yeah.
I love that. Look, let's have a look on this. Look how she's joined it. Doesn't that look superb? Look.
Wow.
Isn't that gorgeous?
That just shows that you can add whatever style,
Yeah.
you know.
Really, really quite something that you can use it just as it comes, literally as it comes, or you can just become your own designer. Isn't that fabulous?
Isn't it? Right, let's have a look at a few more. So here, wow.
Nice.
The designer paper behind there is really lovely.
Isn't that gorgeous? Yeah, stamped straight on, embossed. That's Elaine Milner. Love it. Sam Crow again. So she's mixing it up with different stamps here.
Yeah.
That look great. Sending you a little sunshine. So that, see, it comes from there. But isn't it interesting how Sam's made it into a little sticker?
Looks like a sticker, doesn't it?
So I love that font though. I love the typeface that you picked for that
Me
design.
too. Yeah, that's one of my favourites, definitely. Right, let's have a look here as well.
So there's another beautiful pair. I love that.
There we go.
So it's really, this is another Elaine Milner. I love, see, she's opened it up, always in my thoughts. It's just random. It's almost like a beautiful tablecloth, or
yes, it is.
Isn't it nice?
And that one, how cool is that? I mean, they're completely closed together.
Yeah, and it looks like a complete picture, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
it does.
I think that's one of the best things about having a design team of all different kinds of art.
Different styles.
Yeah, so it's quite something, isn't it, when you see the different styles. So what have we got now? I'm gonna show. Let's have a look. So this one is this is almost like an autumn one, isn't it?
It is. It is. I get what you mean. It's a lot of kind of foliage,
rather
than flowers.
So I've got the stamps here. These are really nice stamps. I like these ones, and you can see, for example, where. Let me just show you a couple of examples over from this side. Doesn't that look great? Probably making the right holics of this, aren't we? You were going to mention that one.
I was. So this is something that I mentioned earlier. You don't just have to put a sentiment in the middle. You can put any image you'd like, and that looks lovely with that masked off sun as well.
Isn't that nice?
How cool! And then this one reminds me of like a flower bed or a window box.
And this one's using all three. Look, she's used the one from the original one.
Yeah.
She's using 3 out of 4 of them there, isn't she?
Yes.
Yeah, because this is the top part of that Danglies one.
Yes.
So that's that one there. Yeah, very nice.
Really nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Here.
I've got a couple of really lovely. Look at these notelets, aren't they gorgeous?
Wow.
So this is just, if you make to sell, this is such an easy way to go, isn't it?
Oh,
just pick your colorways, and you can see you just make the gap in the middle. Very lovely, aren't they?
Especially this one, because there's not an awful lot to colour in on these leaves.
No, not at all. Beautiful work.
Lovely.
Yeah. Thank you, design team.
Yes, very much so.
Hey.
Here we go.
So this is a great one for making a frame, isn't it?
Yes. With one of the poetry stamps. That's really beautiful.
Very nice that is, isn't it?
And then this one is just using the sentiment and then one of the little worker stamps.
Yeah, so if you go in here and then look for it, there it is.
Yeah.
So that little tiny stamp there, little dandelion, isn't that gorgeous?
Isn't it?
And then there's good luck here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Simple,
smashing.
but so effective, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then one last one to have a look at.
Oh, lovely.
There
So
you
this is gold embossed. This is where you see the mark of a good stamp, is when you can emboss it and you don't lose any of the detail. Look at that.
Yeah.
Isn't that gorgeous? That's fantastic embossing. Sarah Brennan. Yeah. Beautiful.
Lovely.
Gold embossed.
All
Okay,
right.
so last but not least,
we
have the heart.
Here we go. I love the heart.
Yeah. This is lovely. So this is really floral. It's a real burst of florals, this one, isn't it?
It is. It really is. Now, I'd say this one's the most summery one out of the four. Definitely.
I think you're right. But it's it looks so lovely just as it comes. Just like that.
Yeah. Well, here you go. That's the perfect example. All they've done is just stamped it out, coloured it in, sentiment in the middle.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Embed around the outside, Bob's your uncle.
Yeah.
3.5 inches. Look.
Yeah.
Boom.
Lovely.
Yeah. Nice.
Really nice. Okay.
I'm not saying that that's easy. I'm just saying that it's just delightful.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Just delightful.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay. Here we go.
Oh yeah.
That's lovely. So that's just
nice.
using the bottom
Oh yeah.
here, isn't it?
So you're using the bottom, top and bottom. Doesn't that change the shape?
Yeah.
When you use it, it makes it into a, yeah, very interesting. So conversely, if you only use that side, that would look completely different too.
It would, yeah.
In fact, that is that, isn't it?
What's that one. Here we go, look.
So what, yeah, there you go.
They've just used
the top.
The top.
Wow, doesn't that look great?
Really cool. Really
wow.
Nice.
And then we've got a really fantastic, again,
another
embossing at its best, a heart, friends forever. Who did this? Elaine Milner. She retired. We lost Elaine.
Oh, did
but
she?
Yeah, she must have been on the design team for about 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah, brilliant.
Wow.
Yeah, I must give her a ring over Christmas.
Yeah.
So, but there you go. Really, really beautiful. So there we are. That's that first set. Yeah. Just showcasing. I think sometimes it's nice just to look at artwork and what other people have done, don't you?
Yeah, it's so inspiring, isn't it? And it helps you and I think, oh, they're doing it that way, and then that inspires the next other ideas.
It does, the next collection, because you think, oh, okay, that's interesting, that works.
I like the shape they use there. Oh,
yeah, exactly.
That's it.
Yeah. So should we have a look at the other collection? Should we look at those?
Lovely.
Okay, so this time we were going to look at the vases.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that we wanted to take a look at is the those beautiful frames. I really like that. We made a postcard out of this one. Do you remember there was a piece of artwork, and I know there was a postcard kicking around that we put in everybody's boxes.
Yes.
And I'm in love with that.
There was a scene inside, wasn't there?
That's right.
Very wintry.
And it's down on Sue's wall. Sue's got it in her office, and every time I see it I think, oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Because these are absolutely, you just hit the nail on the head. For little landscapes, these are really lovely, and if you are using these for landscapes, then it's, you don't really, I mean, we don't have masks for this area, but you can quite easily make, you can mask off these areas with a bit of masking tape.
Yeah.
Just literally take masking tape and just mask off the sky, so that you can bring in a beautiful landscape and do a bit of torn paper with a, little deer, little butterfly.
And because they're seasonal too, there's so many opportunities for different landscapes.
Yeah.
Your wintry, Christmassy. Autumn, we could do like a lovely sunset, those gorgeous, oranges.
That's right. Yeah. And it's so easy to mask off, just literally a bit of masking tape. And then when you get down to the flowers, you just make sure even if I personally wouldn't mask it off because you might hit the masking tape. But sometimes if you just put your hand over it when you're dusting with
Okay.
ink,
Yeah.
what you'll find is it doesn't give you quite as solid it's not as like
Brutal.
severe.
Yeah.
That's it. So they're lovely for little landscapes. That's gorgeous. And then of course we've got the flowers and the vases with the masks. So that whole, do you want to be the presenter, darling?
Okay. Here we go. So are we going to move on to the samples?
So we're just going to look at
Oh, we're doing it. Okay. So
you're doing amazing. You're doing amazing.
Yeah, I went,
like, what am I doing here?
I got it now. I got it now. Okay, so the Floral Delights, all occasions, so that's all 4 seasons. The whole collection, you're getting it at the Grey Friday price.
Yeah.
So that's a saving of £17.99, and you will get that full collection for £41.96. Plus your club discounts.
That's right.
Yeah.
And the bundle product code is?
That is 11564.
That's it. Absolutely marvellous. Okay. Didn't she do well? Okay, so let's have a look at some of the samples, shall we? Some of the art samples. I think it's a great idea.
I love it.
You know, I think it's a great idea. Just the stampy ones. Which ones would you like? Is this the spring ones?
These are the spring, yes.
Right, let's start with the spring, shall we?
Okay.
Okay, so let's pop that down there, and then we'll turn that on and we'll have a look. So this is beautiful. This is on Indian summer parchment, stamped on parchment. Doesn't that look gorgeous?
That's so lovely.
Because it gives it that lovely muted look, doesn't it?
It
Who
does.
did that? Dee Paramore. There we are. Dee at her best. Marvellous.
Lovely. With the frame as well. Really gorgeous.
Yeah, block print dies. Isn't that lovely? So I'll let you just introduce the cards.
All right. So now...
2 at a time's great.
2 at a time. How lovely is this? I love these colorways, using the bees as well. These aren't on the set, but it just shows how versatile they are.
Yeah.
You know, and they fit other sentiments from other stamp sets too.
Really nice, isn't it?
Here, look, they've kind of...
Same flower. Decoupage, that's called.
Decoupage, there you go. Where it's risen.
Yeah.
Really gorgeous. It just makes it pop, doesn't it?
So when you're looking at it from the front, maybe you can see here it's raised. You see? So it's got that lovely texture. It's so good, isn't it?
I really like that.
Really pretty, yeah.
Really lovely.
Really nice.
Here we go. Okay, now... There we go. So this one, look, they've almost masked it off and then put in the bouquet. Yeah,
so they took look, so there's the bouquet there, and they've masked off all this and then added the top part of the peonies.
Really cool. Really nice. And then added one of the, that's one of the kiss stickers, isn't it?
It is.
It is. And that font goes so lovely.
Debbie McMullen, of course.
Of course.
We always know it's Debbie when she uses the
the
Pico cutting dies.
Lovely. And
That's
this one too, I love the white frame on the white card.
White on white always looks so delicate, doesn't it?
With the purple too. That's I
really
love
elegant.
The colour
Elaine
purple.
Milner.
There we go.
That's good. I might have to get her out of retirement.
Okay, here we've got...
These are nice.
Who are they by? Tina Morris.
Tina Morris.
So you can tell, can't you?
Yeah, they've got
the
a flavour.
The more you look at them, the more you know whose is who.
Yeah.
These are really simple. So these are using the... oh, we've moved on now.
That's okay. Keep moving.
That's it. Here we go. So this is the spring
That's great.
set.
Right. I've got them here.
Lovely.
So we've done the...
Oh, no, sorry. This is the summer one.
That's the summer one.
Yeah, there we
that
go.
One. Yeah.
Lovely.
That's that one.
That's this one here.
So we've done this one. We just looked at that, didn't we?
We did the spring.
That was the happy anniversary one.
Yes.
And now we're doing the happy birthday to you, which is the summer one.
Lovely.
Okay.
Here we go. These are just so simple but gorgeous, aren't they?
Really nice.
Layering them up.
Really nice.
Love them. And the butterflies too. That's how I pictured them, just floating about inside. So you don't always need to use the sentiment, do you, in the middle?
No, not at all.
A sticker down the bottom.
And like we said, little landscapes.
Yes.
A little moon, little mini moon.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Love
Here
it.
we go. This is quite an arty
That's nice.
background.
That's
Who's
arty.
that? That's Sheila.
Sheila. Yeah.
And
Very
this
mixed
one.
media.
And then Elaine again.
Oh, lovely.
They're really pretty.
Yeah, really
With the
nice.
design of paper. Yeah, so nice. Okay.
Oh yeah, these are good. So this is
There we
interesting.
go.
Block print dies.
Oh, that's proper funky,
Isn't that
isn't
nice?
it?
And now this one. Now we're moving on to the
autumn.
autumn.
Yeah.
So this is interesting because this person has taken Tina Morris again. So this designer's used this as a base. She's extended it,
Yeah.
right? So to make it into a full blown, and then she's even put the vase in the background. Now that took some doing, and then she masked it off, and then she put a shadow so it looks like ceramics.
Yes.
Yeah, masterpiece that one, Tina.
Isn't it just? Love that one.
Really nice.
Here we go. Okay.
I love
Here we
these.
go, look.
Yeah.
So these, even though it is an autumn set here, the colours used, you know, they're not typically autumn. You don't have to use it for that season. I mean, even look, the butterfly in there from the summer set, really gorgeous.
Do you know what is lovely as well? The square one especially, because it looks like it's it looks like a frame within a frame, the way it's been, see, because it's got black around the outside. It almost looks, you wouldn't think that that was part of the stamp, if you see what I mean.
Yes, I get what you mean.
It doesn't, you wouldn't think that that bit there was part of the stamp.
No.
It's really brilliant design,
really
actually.
Really lovely.
Really brilliant design.
Okay, let's have a look at some more.
Are you enjoying this?
Yeah, I
You're
love
in it
looking
now?
at them.
Right, well, it was... I'm retiring.
No.
I'm working on it though, believe you me. There's a plan here.
Here we go again, like Tina's. I wonder who this is. This is Jane Telford.
That's
really lovely, isn't it?
So she's used the side. See, she's put it on the side.
Yeah.
Isn't that lovely? And then offset the words. And the happy birthday is from a different set again. That's from the butterfly one,
yeah,
isn't
the
it?
summer set.
So they're very interchangeable, very useful stamps, aren't
They are. And again, the poetry stamps fit really nicely inside.
Yeah, gorgeous actually.
And that's a proper autumn card, isn't it?
Isn't that lovely? It just depends on the colours you use.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah, beautiful anniversary card that is, isn't it?
It is. Right, and then
last but not least, Christmas.
Last but not least, the winter set.
I love this one. Merry Christmas. I just love the triangle. I think it's a beautiful.
Triangle.
Yeah. This is a real. No wonder these are your favourites. I get it.
So
I really do get it.
We've got two lovely samples for this one.
Yeah, gold embossed.
I love the gold embossed, especially at Christmas. You know, really
just
festive.
beautiful, isn't it? So yeah, this is just a beautiful piece, a lovely collection.
Yeah.
You know, and as Jazz was saying, you know, so interchangeable and so versatile.
Yeah.
What I wanted to do just for the last couple of minutes is just take one of the stamps. I'm going to do this just to show it off.
Yeah.
You know, I want to take the vase just to show our friends at home how the vase works.
Okay.
Can we do that?
Yeah, of course we can.
So it's just so that you know at home how it works and why we do all this. So if we just look, for example, at the stamps, this is all I'm using. Look, let's just check it out. I'm just going to use a stamp, a black ink pad. I just want to show, you know, because not everybody, we always take for granted that people understand what the masks are all about. So I just want to explain. If, for example, I take 4.5 by 6 inch card, okay, and then I'm just going to cut it in half so that we get 2 fronts out of it. Okay, so I've done that. I've cut it in half already. And then I'm going to mount, let's see, I'm going to mount one of these. I'm going to go with the Christmassy, this lovely stamp set. I'm going to go with the Christmassy bouquet. Okay, so I'll lay that on there like so. Now I've got to decide which vase. I'm going to go with the round one. Right, so I'll pop that, and I'm going to use a handle. I'm going to use one of our clarity handles that's quite tall. You don't need that, but it's just so that from the overhead, our friends at home can see what I'm doing. Right, so say that's the stamp there like that. Now I've got a choice either, so I can pop the, see, I can overlay it and I can see exactly where it's going to sit on the card. Do you see? So I can decide, it's all about positioning. Where is it going to go? Where's it going to sit? Right, so let's say I want to, I'm going to make the vase ceramic. I'm going to take advantage of this.
Lovely.
So that means I need to put this in place first. So I know that it's going to sit about there, about 3/4 of an inch from the bottom. That's all I need to know. So I'll just ink this up on the, a black archival ink will do the job nicely. Okay, and then I'll just pop this in so that I know where it is. I reckon that'll be, that's perfect. Right, so now that's in place. Yeah. And then, see, if I do the flowers first, then it's going to be a glass vase.
Yes.
But if I do this way round, see, so then I can take, for example, one of, and you get 3 of each, so you can stamp away. Right, there are loads of them.
In them, won't they?
They do. They do have a lot of life in them. And also, you can layer vases up. You know, you can put one in front of the other or one behind the other. I could put another vase in now behind. Do you see what I mean?
Lovely.
So now I've done that. Now the next thing I want to do is just ink up the, just to show simply how this works. So now I don't need to even ink up the stalks, but I will, just so that you can see what I'm up to. So I'm going to ink up that stamp, make sure that it's well inked, and then I can hover with the handle. You see that okay?
Yeah.
And I can see exactly where that's going to go. And I just make sure that the stalks are on the mask and the leaves are outside of the vase, right? And then that way, I'll just plant that bouquet in the center. There you go. So then I do that. But when I lift this away, you see, there they are, they're in there. And that's that simple. It's just a question of the sequence, isn't it? And the other thing is, if you don't want to use the masks, then there's another really cool thing that you can do. Some people like fussy cutting.
Okay.
So what that means is, see, here's one I did earlier, just in case. But say you're going into mass production, this is exactly what you want. So you could pop that on there. Now, this is just a piece of our designer card, our Amazonia. I was showing our friends at home before how you just can literally take a piece of card like this, and then I know that Sue and Jilly and the girls here, this is what they do. They just fold this over like that, turn it into a card, and then that becomes a notelet.
Yeah.
We see them everywhere here, don't we?
We do, yeah.
Yeah, and then you could just pop that on there. So what we want to do now, though, is tie in, let's say, we want to tie in the colours. So we could colour that in, but somebody generously, look, has already cut out, look, the vases. So if you wanted to, you just colour in the vase like that.
Yeah.
So these look really like something you coloured in, don't they?
They do, yeah.
So you can pick the colour that you want, right? Depends which colour you want to make. So you could take the purple, I could pull the red in, and then colour in a little flash of colour. But doesn't that look smashing?
The red looks lovely, as it's the Christmas
It's the
one
Christmas
as well.
one, you know, with a couple of little berries and that.
Oh,
and that
yeah,
look
and
fab.
the green.
Yeah.
Stunning.
So I just wanted a little quick how to. You could do that tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Listen, that's how we learn.
Yeah, learn on the job.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody at home, for joining us. I hope that you enjoyed getting to know Jazz a little bit better. I really think that it's fabulous to meet the artist, you know, to meet the person behind the designs that you get so much pleasure out of. And don't forget, they're available in Groovi, as well as, I'm going to get rid of this chair. You know, this chair's getting launched. If you have a look, this set is also available in Groovi. So the Groovi collection is just $41.96. That's 41966. And then we've also got, just to recap, we've got this beautiful collection, and that is available as well for your pleasure if you really enjoy those ones. So do take a look. And don't forget that they're also available in Groovi. So there you go. You've got that set, 11819, 30% off plus club discount. Then you've got this set, the same, again in Groovi. Then, of course, we've got that large, beautiful collection with the vases and the bouquets, which is Jazz's favourite. And the same in Groovi too, 41966. So again, thanks very much, Jazz. And when will you be back?
I will be back tomorrow at 2 p.m. with Paul.
At 2 p.m. with Paul. Well done. All right. Thanks
you.
very much, friends. And thanks, Jilly, in the gallery.
Right.